a topic. It was a topic that I underestimated. It was a topic that I felt I didn't need to focus on. It was a topic that I said, I'm already ahead of the game. It can't be that hard. And I underestimated how important making money in investing and making money in these markets are. A lot of you still may not believe it. And as the famous saying goes, if you can't hear, you must feel. So I was told that. I was said, look, be careful and don't over leverage and make withdrawals and take your money. I said, nah, forget all of that. I'm just gonna do it my way. And I had to learn the hard way, all right? So I'm doing this so you guys don't have to, but again, some of you are still gonna have to learn the hard way. All right. It is what it is. We're humans, all right? We're built a bit incorrectly, and hopefully after this call, we can sit down with ourselves and think the right way towards what it is we're doing. All right, guys. So let me share my screen and then we can get straight into it. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, cool. Can you guys just let me know in the chat box how long you have been in the business? All right. Let me know in the chat box how long you guys have been in this organization. All right. 1 month, 2 months, 4 hours. Shout out to Daniel. You have no idea what you got yourself into, brother. Your life's about to change. Right? 5 years, 2 months, 2 weeks, 1 day. Welcome. Akala, I know we spoke yesterday. 4 months, 1 year. Started today. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 1 day, almost a month, 4 days. Okay, cool, cool, cool. None of you have been here as long as me. And experience you cannot buy. Okay, you can't buy experience, no matter who you are, no matter what industry, you simply cannot buy experience. Okay, so I've been trading now, guys, for the last 5 years. My journey started in September 2019. A friend of mine shared an opportunity with me. I went to that event. I signed up straight away. Why? Because I needed an opportunity, not because of anyone else's results. I didn't need to be convinced. I was not happy with my situation. I was not happy with my future. So I got started straight away. Now, as we all think and as we all believe, we've joined to make money through trading. Now, some of us may think we've come here to learn. Some of us may think we've come here to make trading. Two very, very different mindsets, guys. I need you to first just be honest with yourself as to why you're here. Because I know when you left high school, when you went to uni, before you heard about this, you didn't want to become a trader. All of a sudden, you're now in the business, you now want to become a trader. No, you want to make money through trading. Very, very different mindset. I actually came in to make money through trading and I ended up then wanting to learn it because what I did is I used the platform that I had at that point in time. I'd made money, and because I made money not knowing what I was doing, I now said to myself, imagine if I actually knew what I was doing, how far I could actually take this. And obviously, as today, I can trade with or without a scanner, with or without anyone. Give me a laptop, internet. And I personally believe it's one of the best skills that you can learn. But if that is you and you do genuinely want to learn, guys, you have to have vision with this skill set. Okay. If some of you go to uni for 3 to 4 years, we went to school for 6 years, and you want to come into a $1 trillion industry and expect to learn in a month or 2 months, or some of you guys haven't even been here a year. Okay, this is a bulletproof, a recession proof skill set, guys, that takes long if you decide to learn it. But none of you are here to learn. There's 80 of us on the call, only 10 of you want to learn, 70 of you just want to make money. All right, so let's get into it. Okay, cool. So intro into investing psychology. 98% of making money in the markets, guys, is down to psychology. Mindset and your emotional control and your emotional intelligence, right, is 98%. 2% is strategy and method. Okay, I speak to so many people. I've got so many people outside of our business that have been trading for years and they just don't get it. They go from course to course to course to course. They go from strategy to strategy to strategy to strategy. And I was that person. I went from this strategy to this strategy to this educator. No, this educator doesn't work, or this educator's rubbish. Number one, they wouldn't be an educator. You're not an educator. So they must be in the right. Okay. And I came to realize that I was the problem this whole time. £30,000 down, guys. I realized, Josh, you are the one that's messed up. Your attachment to money is why you are not making money. Your emotions towards the market is why you are not making money. So I started to dive into how I can become a better individual. And most people, when they realize that they're the problem, and something that a lot of today's world struggle with is accountability. And not a lot of people like to hold their hand up and say, you know what, I was in the wrong. Okay, we had a trade today, it hit stop loss. We tried to help you make money, and the audacity of some people was that it was your fault why I lost money, even though we tried to help you make money. It's accountability, right? It's accountability. I took the trade. No one had a gun to my head and told me to click buy or sell, right? No one told me to click the button. I did it, so I need to take accountability. And it's something that a lot of humans in today's day and age do not like to do, which is take accountability. All right. Every single trader, guys, faces emotional hurdles. I've never met a successful trader, and I know a very, very elite traders, right, who have never gone through an emotional hurdle. Okay, I've never met someone that's not blown an account. So if you've blown an account, guys, congratulations. It means you're about to make money. If you haven't blown an account, I don't wish it upon you. I pray it don't happen, but it's bound to happen. It's inevitable. Like death, guys, we can't run from death. It's inevitable. So is emotions within these markets. All right. So most losses are not because of poor strategies, but because of poor execution due to emotions. Okay. The reason why I love GFU, guys, is because our platform, we have an audit where every single educator on our platform, they have to have proof of a 70 to 80% win rate over the last 3 to 6 to 12 months from their own trading account for them to be on our platform. We're not cutting corners here and getting a cousin or a friend or an uncle to for cost reasons, right? Or to save us money. These are qualified people that know what they're doing. So it can't be them. It can only be us. Okay. Good psychology helps you follow your plan and avoid impulsive decisions. I don't know about you guys. Trading has exposed me, has put me in my place more than anyone ever could in this world. Jump on one if you know what I'm talking about. If it's not just me, right? Trading's had me in the corner. Trading's given me a black eye, bruised ribs. It's got me in a headlock. It's tripped me up. It's ran me over. Then it's reversed over me again. Then it's threw me off the balcony. Like it's exposed so many flaws within myself. But instead of running, I've faced it, and I'm now here still 5 years later. Okay, guys? And I'm not doing this call to scare you. I'm just being honest. I'm just being transparent because what I don't want is I want to manage your expectations. Yes, we promote online that look, it's coming and it's copy and pasting, which it is. But it depends how messed up you are when you come in as to how good or how bad you copy and paste. Okay, so it's not hard to click a button, guys. It's not hard to actually trade. You sell high and you buy low. You click buy and you click sell. But what messes us up is how we think. Okay, cool. So this is our problem, guys. These are the problems that we face. Okay, these are all emotions. We are emotional beings, right? This is a logical business. Okay, even when it comes to the business side of things, have 250 people on your left, 250 people on your right, you're making 10K a month. Very logical. However, we are emotional beings. We don't understand logic all the time, right? And we normally just go off how we feel. Doesn't work in trading. Okay, guys. So the first fear or the first problem we have is fear. Fear of losing, fear of missing out, right? Fear stands for me. Anyone taking notes, guys, please take notes because I want you to not just listen to this. I want you to genuinely come off this call, sit down with the notes that maybe you felt like was pointed at you. If the shoe fits, wear it, right? And I want you to study how to get better in this industry because it's just a skill, guys. It's just a skill. And if you get better, it normally ends up with better results. All right. So fear stands for false evidence appearing real, or it stands for face everything and rise. Most of what we make up, guys, most of what we're fearful is actually made up in our head. Okay. I use my imagination the right way. All right. I manifest and I see and I use my imagination the right way. Most people use their imagination the wrong way. What if this doesn't work? What if this hits stop loss? What if this, it's always the wrong way of looking at it. Okay. Now, fear of missing out. All right. I need you guys to understand. We're in a $7 trillion market. The market's open from, well, let's just include crypto here. The market is open 24/7, guys. You can make money every minute, every hour of the day. If you miss a trade, it is not the end of the world. Some people ring me and say, oh, I missed this trade. I don't know if it's for me. Wait for the next one. If you missed, when we used to catch the bus, right? If you missed the bus, you would just wait for the next bus. If you missed a train, you would just wait for the next train. It's the same thing. Okay, you just wait for the next trade. All right. when you realize that 97% of people lose in the market, I need you to understand this, 97% of people that trade, everyone knows their uncle or their cousin that trades, right? But they're still at Sainsbury's. Doesn't make sense, right? But the reason why that is, right, is because 97% of people lose money in the market. So even if you don't take a trade, even if you don't click buy or sell, guys, you are still part of the 3% of people that haven't lost money. Like, not taking a trade is actually a win, considering most people lose. So you don't always have to trade. You don't always have to be in the market. I barely trade, guys. I don't need to trade every day. I don't need to risk my money every day because one trade and I'm good. All right. Cool. Fear of being wrong. This is a big one. When I speak to prospects, people that want to get involved in the business, I ask them a simple question and it will determine whether I continue this conversation or I end it right here. Would you rather be rich? Put in the chat box right now. Drop a 1 if you'd rather be rich, or drop a 2 if you'd rather be right. Would you rather be rich or be right? Most people want to be right, which means you have a bigger ego than you have a bank account, and it does not make sense. We're here to make money, guys. We're not here to say, oh, I took the trade off my own analysis. No one cares. We still made the same money. I've got person A that copy and pasted the trade, made $1,000, and person B that made £100, but I took my own trade. Which one would you rather be? Right? Which one would you rather be? Okay. Fear causes hesitation, premature exits, or no trades at all. Okay. What we tend to do, guys, is we tend to let our losses run and we cut our wins short. Okay. So we're in profit and we cut it short just before take profit, or it's in drawdown going towards our stop loss and we remove our stop loss. I know someone on this call, you've done it because I've done it. You've removed your stop loss as if like it can't just keep going. All right. Please do not be that person. Okay. Emotion number 2 is greed. I know we have jokes and we say how greedy, but some of you lot are greedy. Like, some of you lot are greedy. Considering that you work 8-9 hours a day at your job for 100, £200, you make £100 from your phone and you still have the audacity to continue. I think it just comes from a gratitude standpoint. Some of us are not grateful of the fact that you're in this platform and you can make 100 to 200 to £300 from not knowing what you're doing from your phone by clicking a few buttons, but we still have the audacity to want more. It is not a healthy habit, guys. It is going to ruin you. I promise you. And I'm talking to myself, guys, when I talk to you guys. Greed is not healthy. And it's even worse when you see certain figures. When you see 10K and 20K floating in profit, it's very, very hard for you to stay grounded. It's very, very hard for you to not want more, but you're not going to survive if you don't have a trading. I'm going to go through all of it, how you can kind of like fight fear and fight greed, etc., and what to actually do about it, because I'm sure you're aware of that you're greedy, but how can we actually take it further in making sure that we can control that? All right. Next is impatient. I sometimes send out a trade. I'm typing the stop loss. I'm typing the take profit, and someone's already beat me into the chat saying, what's the TP? What's the stop loss? Patience, guys. How the market works, right? Is the market transfers money from people that are impatient and it gives it to the people that are patient. That's all the market does, is it takes people's money of people that are impatient and they give it to people that have been waiting. Okay? People just jump in without no confirmation just because it was going down. Tell me why you got in the trade. It was going down. It hit this line. You've been in 2 weeks, bro. What do you actually know, right? Be patient, okay? It pays. Patience pays, okay? Number 4, overconfident. All right, this is when you're at the euphoria stage. This is when you're on a winning streak. This is probably the worst stage to be at, guys. I'll be honest with you, right? Because you now think that the market cannot take your account. You now think that losses can't happen. You now can't accept losses. You ignore the rules. You ignore over leveraging. You had a great day of over leveraging and you made 2K. You now think you can over leverage on every trade. Biggest scam at all is being overconfident. All right. Next is revenge trading. This is right when you have your losses, you take your loss, right? You don't take it like a boss, you take it the other way. you take it like a loser, and you now try and go and get it back because you don't understand how trading works. Okay, guys, especially in GFU, we have a win rate where every 10 trades, and you can go back into the trade ideas chat on WhatsApp. I'm not making this up. I think we've sent maybe 5 trades this week, 6 trades this week, and we've lost 1 trade. Okay. But you'll realize that out of every 10 trades we send, only 2 or 3 will lose. We can't control when the loss will happen. I need you guys to understand this. No one in the world is 100% sure. No matter how many experience, no matter how many years you've been trading, no one on earth is 100% sure. However, what I am sure about is that I'm going to manage my risk for every single trade that comes out, regardless of a win or loss. So if you win, it doesn't mean increase your lot size next time. And if you lose, it certainly doesn't mean increase your lot size next time. You need to stay consistent. People are consistently inconsistent at following instructions, guys. That's all you need to do to win here. Everyone that I know is making money in this business, they just follow instructions. They stop listening to themselves. Okay. Next is analysis paralysis. This is for anyone that's really trying to study. Oh, for anyone really and truly. I know some of you lot, if you go on your screen time, MetaTrader 5 is up there. If it was TradingView, that's cool. It means you're trying to learn. There's no reasons why you're looking at the charts on MetaTrader 5, guys. You're just staring at it like a fiend. You're literally just staring at it. You have no idea what's going on, but it's going up, it's going down, and I'm just going to keep on looking at it. Analysis paralysis is actually a thing where you're just staring at the charts. You're just staring at the charts, not realizing you need to stare at yourself. You need to look at yourself. Okay, guys? Cool. Role of emotions. This diagram that I was shown a few years ago, it really changed my perspective in every single market in the world, whether it be stocks, crypto, forex. All right. I'll break it down. Okay. But why emotions matter. Okay. So when you're trading, guys, and this is how you can tell that they don't want us to win. Okay. There's a reason why when we're in blue or when we're in profit, it's blue. And there's a reason why when we're in a negative, it's red. What does red normally mean to human beings? Blood, murder, bad, stop. It's a negative color, really and truly overall. Okay. So when we're in red, we go into flight mode, right? Which is the same feeling if we was to be in physical danger, right? If we, I don't know, whatever scenario you can create in your mind, but if you was in physical danger, you go into a certain emotion, right? Where you're not thinking logically. You realize after, why did I take that trade? Or why was I in that trade? Or why did I over leverage? But in the moment, you actually can't think logically. This is why most people get set up and lose. Okay. Now, the impact of emotions, right? It can cause impacts, a panic selling, right? You hold longer, you revenge buying, unchecked emotions. It's just emotions, guys. And once you really, obviously I recommend the book Emotion Intelligence. Once you control or understand your emotions, you're not going to be so stupid. Some of us, I know it was me and I know it was me, but we've never worked on controlling our emotions. So the right-hand side, as you can see, right, it's the psychology of any financial market. Bitcoin, it does the same exact move. Gold, it does the same move. All right. So as you can see at the first, right, we've got hope. All right. So you've taken your first trade. You're now in profit. Okay. You've now got some hope that this works. Okay. You now get optimistic because now you've seen £50 or £100 in your trading account. Okay. You now start to believe and say, you know what? I'm going to put more of my savings into this account on my next trade. Right. You're now at the thrill where you're now over leveraging with a bigger account. You're now at euphoria, guys, where you now believe I've gone clear. In my first, second year trading, I thought, oh my days, I've gone clear. This is me. I'm going to make 6 figures in my first year. I'm going to retire everyone in my second year. Little did I know. The markets will go up and will go down. History repeats itself every single time. Okay. So as we go down now, complacency, right? You're now getting complacent with over trading. You now get anxiety. I know you lot get the emails. I know you lot get the margin call emails, right? Some of you lot, that's your all. If you go in your inbox, all you see is margin call, margin call, margin call, margin call, right? You now have anxiety. Your now hands are sweating. You're now ringing me, Josh. I'm in a trade. I don't know why I got in, but what do I do? You're on your own, brother. You're on your own. No one told you to get in the trade, right? You have to understand these emotions, all right? And then when you come to the bottom, you're just angry now. And more time people take it, as I said at the start, they take it out on other people. They take it out on the charts. They take it out on whatever it may be, not realizing they just couldn't control their emotions. So the book that I'd recommend is Emotion and Intelligence 2.0, right? And also I'm gonna go through, I've got books at the end, right? Trading in the Zone makes you understand what the market does and why it does it. Okay, guys? If you understand this, you won't get bullied by the market. Okay, and it's just exposing you. I need you lot to understand. Years ago, you couldn't get into these markets unless you had at least 2 million in capital, cash, liquid. We can now get involved in this market with $50, right? So that because the entry is so easy for people like us, it makes it a little bit harder because we're in a $7 trillion market. I need you guys to really, really understand that. Okay, cool. Traits of top traders. All right. So if you are on this call, I'm not prejudging, I'm just going off numbers. If you genuinely want to become a trader, if you genuinely want to make money in trading, before you even answer that question, just rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 out of these few traits. Okay. And what I came to realize is that I'm an investor. I wouldn't call myself a trader. If you go on my Instagram, it doesn't say trading. It doesn't show that I'm a trader because I don't want to be put into that into that realm, all right? Because I know in certain some of these traits, I'm not at a certain number that I need to be at. So discipline. Okay. And if you're not honest, guys, just look at your account, your trading account. Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you're very, very disciplined, 1, you have no discipline. I want you guys to write it down. Don't put it in the chat box. I want you to do this yourself. Okay. Rate yourself, judge yourself, be honest with yourself. All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, how disciplined are you? And I don't just mean in the charts, because how you do everything is how you do anything. So I guarantee you, if you don't wake up at a certain time, if you're not disciplined with what you eat, if you're not disciplined in the gym, if you're not disciplined with your routine, you are not going to be disciplined in the charts, guys. You can't just switch on and switch off. If you're very disciplined in the charts, I guarantee you're probably disciplined in real life. If you're not disciplined in real life, you're probably not disciplined in the charts. How many times have you said to yourself, I've made my money today, I'm done? All of a sudden, we're in a new trade. Okay. Next is patience. How patient are you? How patient are you to know that you can wait a day, maybe 2 days? Or even if you're in the trade, some people, as soon as we're in the trade, you're messaging the group. What do we do with the trade? Are we still waiting on this trade? Guys, patience. Where are you going? Like you're running fast nowhere. Trading is a long-term game. Investing is a long-term game. If you study the likes of what's his name? Warren Buffett, right? His first 20 years of investing, he didn't make a lot of money, but he was patient. And now he's one of the richest investors in the world because he was patient. This is a long-term game. With this industry, guys, you need to be, it depends what you want, of course. I'm just speaking for myself. When I found out about this industry, I said to myself, I had a promise to myself, I'm going to give this 3 to 5 years. I'm going to give this 3 to 5 years. And worst case scenario, if it doesn't work, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go where 95% of people are at a job anyway. We're now in my 5th year. And a job, you couldn't even employ me if you wanted to, right? You need to have patience, success. And there was a stat that back in, I think it was back in 2000, the patience of people, the instant gratification was so much more. People had way more patience back then. But because we're such in a fast world where it's digital, as soon as someone's phones died, like I've never seen you move so fast to get a charger, right? We need to have delayed gratification where we know that, you know what, this is a long-term thing. Imagine if you would have held Bitcoin from when back then, but no, instead we got out, right? You got out of Bitcoin for whatever reason. You didn't have the patience to ride the wave. This is a skill set in both network marketing and trading. They're both the same. That's why when people say they want to trade and they don't do network marketing, you don't understand trading. I said to myself, I want to make money in trading. This is a 3 to 5 year journey. Let me build my business for 3 to 5 years as well. Now we're a multiple 6-figure earner in the business. So I'm living proof that if you test, if you survive the years, if you have patience, if you have discipline, if you have consistency, right, which is the next one. How consistent are you in plugging into the calls? How consistent are you in plugging to Eric Lucas session or Donovan Taylor session? How consistent are you jumping on Sammy's calls? Right? How consistent are you going to the gym? Ask yourself these questions, guys. I had to sit down and ask myself these questions. Right? Detachment from the outcome. You have to realize, guys, that whether you hit a stop loss or you hit a take profit, you should still feel the same. If you hit a take profit and you hit a stop loss, your feelings should still be the same. You have to detach from the outcome. I'm going to enter this trade, whether it hits stop loss, I don't care. If it hits take profit, I don't care. I've detached it. I've accepted my loss. I know it's a hard one to swallow, guys, but you have to accept it and detach yourself from the outcome. When it goes to prospecting, I'm going to detach myself, whether this person says yes or no. It's the same thing. It's the same mindset. I'm going to detach myself to the outcome. Okay. And then the last one is resilience after losses. Can anyone tell me what losses really stand for? Can anyone tell me what losses stand for? Or an alternative for a loss? A lesson. I don't lose. I don't lose. It's not in my blood. I don't lose. I do not lose. I only take lessons. And if I don't learn the lesson, then maybe it will become to a loss. But I'm adamant it's just a lesson I need to keep learning. And I'm going to keep on I'm going to keep on having that lesson until I actually learn. Right? But how strong are you when you do blow your account? How strong are you when you do have that loss, when you have that stop loss, when people tell you no, when someone says it's a pyramid scheme, when someone says it's a scam? How resilient are you guys? Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Are you resilient that nothing could blow me over? I'm going to do this. There's no way I'm going to get this done. Some of us are just pushovers, and it's the world. I'm not blaming you guys. I'm not saying it's your fault. If you want to take accountability, you can, but this is the world we live in, and this is why most people are struggling. The world has never been as bad as it is today. Obviously, we look at the positive sides, but there's so much wrong in today's day and age is because people are just too soft. People are too soft. Men on this call, I remember in our last company, we had listen to this, we had a guy, a grown man, like this is someone's dad, this is someone's granddad. He quit the business because he lost £7. I'm gonna drink my water for my man. He left the business because he lost £7. I don't know, I have no words. I have no words, right? Right, I have no words, but there's no resilience there, right? There's no resilience whatsoever, okay? Mindset shift, guys. Stop predicting, stop trying to predict, and start managing probabilities. Okay. So stop trying to predict whether this will go up or this will go down. Start to realize, okay, if I take 10 trades and I have a 70% win rate, what is the probability of me being in profit? Okay. Go from a mindset of looking at protection over profits. Start managing your probabilities. Okay. Trading is a game of edges, not certainty. There is nothing when some people say, what's the guarantee that I can make money here? I can't even guarantee I'm going to wake up tomorrow, God forbid. How can I expect to give you a guarantee when it comes to making money? Like, actually deep it. We have no guarantee we're going to wake up tomorrow. God forbid. However, there is no guarantee. So how can we guarantee this trade is going to work? Something so minor, but something so major. We have our life and that's not guaranteed, but yet we want to guarantee a trade. Mindset shift, guys. Change your mindset. You will make money. If you're not happy with the money you're making, it's because your mindset. I realized that I need to work on my mindset. I became obsessed with leveling up with the way that I think. I became obsessed with studying people that have the money I want, to have the income I want, have the impact I want. I became obsessed. I'll be honest. Like I said, I'm just speaking from my standpoint, guys. Some of you may not be able to relate, and that's absolutely fine. But for you to make this work for you, to the level where you're creating generational wealth, where you can put your parents on a payroll, where you can make sure your kids are good, where you can go on holidays when you want, when you have actual freedom, financial freedom, time freedom. You need to become obsessed. Ask any successful person at one stage in their career, they became obsessed. When I started this business, and I still am now, I don't even realize it, but I'm still obsessed. Right? But obsessed the right way. Some of you are obsessed the wrong way. You're obsessed with what could go wrong. You're obsessed with staring at the charts. You're obsessed with blaming people. Right? Be positively obsessed. Okay? Not a negative obsession. Okay? Cool. Practical techniques for mental mastery, guys. Okay? Practical techniques for mental mastery. These are all things that I did. I'd be lying if I say I did it now, right? Because I am in a different scenario. But if I was you and you feel like you're not getting the best out of this opportunity, it's, excuse me, it's either one, that time just needs to occur. Things I must experience. That's what time stands for. Things I must experience. You can't cheat experience. Okay, the difference between here and there is time. Here and there. It's just time. Okay, so you may be brand new. All right, you just need to stay here long enough. And if you have been here long enough and you're not happy with your results, you just need to go through certain practical techniques. Okay, the first thing is journaling, right? So journal your trades if you want to. But I'll be honest with you, this is if you want to learn how to trade. If you don't want to learn how to trade, just copy and paste and put your phone in your pocket and just manage your risk. Cut a long story short. Right? Some of you have like huge goals and you have huge kind of plans. You just need capital. I remember when I spoke to you and you said you just need to generate enough capital to be able to fund what you want to do. Okay, copy and paste, create money over a period of time, compound your account, you now have the capital. But if you want to learn the skill set, these are things that I did and things that you need to do. But it's not compulsory. Okay. Journaling, I think this is good for just general humans, general health. A lot of us try to use our head as a storage cabinet. Your head's big enough as it is, right? You don't need to store every single bit of detail in your head. That's why it's all over the place, okay? Get a book, write it out, write out how you're feeling, write down the trade you took, write down your thoughts, write down your emotions, learn from your behavior. You can realize what I realized, okay? Is that my first week of the month, I always lost. My 2 middle weeks in the month, I won the most. And by the end of the month that week, I also didn't win that much. So I'd never used to take as many trades at the start of the month and as many trades at the end of the month. But if I didn't journal, I wouldn't realize where I was going wrong. I realized every single time I had an argument with someone, whether it be parents or whatever, I always lost the trade. I realized that every time I came back from the gym and I was tired and I wasn't thinking correctly, I lost the trade. If you can't look back and see where you're going wrong, you can't look forward to make a difference. Okay, and I really need you guys to understand this. Even when it comes to the business, when it comes to relationships or whatever it may be, you can't move forward without looking back and seeing where you went wrong, else you're going to keep on making that mistake and keep on doing the same thing, guys, and expecting different results. Can anyone tell me what that is called? When you do the same thing over and over again, people go to work over and over again. They go to expecting something different. You are, unfortunately, now in the category of an insane person. You are now insane. There's no sanity in what it is you're doing. It does not make sense. Some of us are over leveraging every time, expecting to hit one lick, hit one good trade. Guys, that still won't even change your lifestyle because you're going to lose it. Because now what I did wrong when I started is I made so much money when I started that I built the habit the wrong way. Right? I built my habit so I had to, so I learned. I then had to relearn and then learn again. You guys don't have to do that first 2 bits if you're listening. If you're genuinely taking on what I'm saying, you don't have to go through learning, relearning, learning, relearning. Not everyone's built for that. Okay. Next is mindfulness and meditation, right? It reduces overthinking. Some of us we can't shut up that monkey with the tambourine in our head. That monkey's just going off every day, tambourining. Some of you lot can't keep it quiet. Try meditating, okay? It helps emotional regulation, right? Try meditating, whatever it is. I remember when I was trading, I had to go on a walk. I had to get some peace of mind, and then I came to the charts at a certain feeling a certain way. right? Some of us come home stressed from work and we got anxiety and you're trying to trade. Just be careful. Just be aware of it. That's all I'm asking you guys. There's nothing that you're going through, guys, that is irregular. It's not a thing that is not normal. You just need to realize at what stage you're at and whether you want to get better to be able to change that. Okay. Next is routine, right? Create habits around entry, exits, and review, right? Create a routine. As we know, the markets are correlated to the time. Okay, so you should kind of, most of us, drop a 2 in the chat, guys, if you work a full-time job. If you work a full-time job in the chat, drop a 2. Okay. And hating it. Most people do hate their job. So what I need you guys to understand is you probably know, and you probably have a full-time routine at your full-time job. You know what days you're working, you know your lunch break, you know what time you finish and what time you end. Please, if you don't want to be there for the next year or 5 years or 10 years, you need to create a routine outside of your job, which is more important. Whether that's before work, I'm not saying it's easy, but nothing worth having, nothing worth or nothing uphill, right, is worth having. If it's easy, guys, like it's not going to be rewarding. So I'm not saying this is easy what I'm saying, but I'm only trying to get you out of the situation. You should have a full-time, you have a full-time routine, right? You want to create a part-time routine so that this can get you out of your full-time. This can do it, guys. You guys saw Archie's testimony. Like, there's so many people that are now full-time, right? It's because they created a routine. Archie came to me and said, Josh, like, I need help. I said, show me your routine. He didn't have one. I gave him the routine that I had when I was in his position. 2 months later, he's now full-time. Create a routine, guys. I don't know what you guys do. I don't know how your life works, but you're going to have to go into the sacrifice. You're going to have to maybe cut your sleep. You're going to have to maybe do something, but create a routine where you can focus on this to get out of your job. Now you have more time. Now you can do whatever it is you want to do. Okay, visualization, very, very important. Everything that I live today, the life I live today, the money I make today, I saw it when I didn't have it in the physical. Okay, I saw me executing 5, 10 lot trades. I saw floating 30K profit in my mind. I've seen it all, everything that I experience now. I visualize making 10, 15, 20K a month from the business. I just had to wait 5 years. That's all I had to do. But I saw it. HD, high definition, 4K. I saw it. We're now here. Okay. And the last one, and one that I enjoy the most, is having a break. Okay, I remember I went on a bad losing streak where I was just losing. I had deaths in my family. It just wasn't a nice place in my life at the time. I had a break. I didn't look at the charts. I didn't quit, right? I still plugged in. I still did the mindset calls. I still built my business. I still went to the gym. I just didn't trade live. I just wasn't trading live. I didn't look at the charts. And what I came to realize is as soon as I came back, my whole perception towards the charts, towards me trading had changed. I was a brand new person all of a sudden. Okay, because if you're at an emotional stage all the time, guys, and most people are emotional all the time, one conversation I can just tell you're always emotional, have a break, right? But be careful on how long you have the break. I had the break for a month. Most people have the break for a month and they've now forgotten why they joined. They've now forgotten their reason why. They now haven't come back. So be very, very careful with how long you give yourself and be a person of your word where you're actually going to come back and do what you came to get done. If you joined and your reason why was to retire your friends and family and to make sure your family's good and to get out of your job, don't you dare leave if that's not done. And if you do leave, where are you going? I always say this, 9 out of 10 people that leave this business, which is normal, and there's no business in the world that has 100% retention, but make sure when you leave, you're going somewhere better. That doesn't normally happen. People just settle for less. I'm going to go back to Tesco and just work my delivery job. I'm just going to settle for less. Okay. The bottom, guys, there's 2 books and audios that I would recommend. All right. When I first started, I couldn't understand, and drop a 2 in the chat if you relate, where every single time you put a trade, It won't happen with, well, it does happen generally, but every time you put in a trade, it would hit your stop loss and then go the way that you wanted it to. Drop a 2 if you can relate. You put in a trade, it hits your stop loss, and then it goes the way. And you're thinking, I had to look behind my screen. I said, are they looking at my screen? Like, are these lot, is the broker like using my screen? Like, are these men in my account? Like, I genuinely had a concern that they was trying to take my £500. Like, why me? Why me? Why my £500? Little did I know, I just didn't understand why the market does what it does. So when I came to realize that the markets will always take it, right? And the markets will always sweep at a certain time, it will take people's stop loss, because understand this and write this down. Your stop loss, okay, is someone's take profit. And our take profit, when we hit TP, just know someone across the world is pissed off and we are happy. We're sending in results. Yeah, ha 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 ha. We just took someone's bread. It's eat or be eaten in this world, guys. I didn't make the rules, but you'll take profit. When we hit TP, we just took someone's stop loss. That's just the game. Okay. Cool. Risk management. Very, very important, right? We always go over risk management, right? 1 to 2% per trade. So we called out 5 trades this week, if I remember correctly. Let's just say, for example, every TP is normally at least a 1-to-1 risk to reward. So if we're risking 1%, we're looking to make 1%. If we're risking 2%, we're looking to make 2% at TP1 anyway. So if we've taken 5 trades this week, we've risked 1% per trade, and we've lost 1 trade, we should be up at least 4%, guys. And 2 trades actually went to TP3. So we should be up way more than not. But there's someone on this call that isn't profitable at all. Why? Because you wanted to be right and do your own trades. That is not why you're here, guys. You're here to make money. Just copy and paste from Eric Lucas, copy and paste from the trades that I send you, and you will be profitable. You're here to be rich, not right. If you want to take your own trades and you want to learn the skill set, do it on your demo, but make money whilst you're learning, because it's going to be very, very hard for you to want to learn when you're not making money. When you're not making money, you don't want to jump on. On Sammy's call on Thursday or whenever she did it, we had 100+ people about how to use the scanner. Everybody wants to learn how to make it. When it comes to actually keeping it and maintaining it and psychology, we've only got 77 people on. Can you see why people are not maybe making the money they want to be making? Okay. Again, know your stop loss before you're entering. If you played around with MetaTrader enough, you will know that if I use a certain lot size, you can move your stop loss to where it would be, and you can see how much you're losing. So some people say, "Oh, I entered and I only realized what I could have lost." Well, you could have taken partials, but you wanted to be greedy. Like, you could have actually cut the stop loss. You may have used a 1 lot. You've realized, oh shit, I've over leveraged, right? You could have cut it, but no, you wanted to be ambitious. You wanted to be greedy and say that, yeah, this is going to go my way. It hit stop loss. Now you're pointing a finger. This business will expose you. And that's why I love it, because it allows you to grow. You can't grow if you're not exposed. Okay. Use a risk to reward ratio that gives you room to be wrong and still win. We could lose half our trades and we're still profitable, guys, but we have a positive win rate. So if you're not making money, it's because you're doing your own trades. You're not following the system. Okay. You can lose more in this industry and still be profitable. Please understand that. You can lose more trades, guys, and still be profitable. But that isn't the case here. I'm just letting you know. I know someone that has a 20% win rate and they make money. He makes anywhere from 50K a month and he has a 20% win rate. Okay, the less you risk, the less emotionally you're attached. The only reason why you're looking at your screen, guys, the only reason why you're so bothered about whether it hits TP or stop loss is because you're over leveraging. Can anyone tell me in the chat, if I have a £100 account, what lot size should I be using? Okay, I have £100 in my account. What lot size should I be using? 0.01. I now have £700 in my account. I've grown it. I've got £700 in my account. What lot size am I using? Guys, you're not going to care. And if anything, what I would do personally, we always use the word over leverage. Does anyone know what under leverage means? Does anyone know what under leverage means? Does anyone know what under leverage means? Or we just know over leverage? Everyone just knows over leverage, right? The opposite. So if I have a £700 account, I might use a 0.05. I might just stick, you know what? Sometimes with a fun account, I might just say, I'm going to start an account with £500 and I'm just going to use a 0.05 for every single trade, regardless of what account I have. Do you think you'd ever blow your account? Can anyone tell me in the chat? If I have a £500 account and I'm going to use 0.05, regardless of what my account balance is, do you think I will blow my account? No, it's impossible. Okay. So what I would recommend is, what is your risk rules? Some people have a more aggressive risk. Some people have a less risk. I know what I would prefer, but it's up to you. Some people have a high risk tolerance where they want to risk 5 to 10% of their account. I wouldn't recommend doing it because you might have 2 losses on the trot or 3 losses on the trot. You're now down 30% of your account. That is not healthy. It's not sustainable. It's not longevity. You're trying to get rich quick. That is not this business, guys. Go to Ladbrokes. Download Bet365 and you might have a better chance. Okay? This is not the game. Develop a routine. I spoke about this very, very briefly. Before the market, how you feel, right? During trading, stick to your strategy. I used to have a strict strategy where I said, look, as soon as I make £100 or as soon as I'm in 30 pips profit or as soon as it gets to this area, I'm going to take my trade. And I was not compromising. Okay, some of you might say, as soon as I get to £50, I'm going to take the profit. I want to push to 60. You've just ruined your trading plan. You just now realize you have no discipline and you're building the wrong habits. Success is about habits. It's about daily habits. What are your daily habits? Don't worry about 5, 10 years from now. What are you doing today that will allow you to compound over a long period of time? Okay. Know what works for you guys. We have so many different educators. I think those that have been in long enough, you know what works. I only take, and this is just my perspective, I only take Eric Lucas's trades and Nick Gomez's trades. You'll make a lot of money if you just stick to those 2 trades. Like I said, you don't have to trade every day. You can just take Eric Lucas's trades and you can just take Nick Gomez's trades, guys. You will make money. I am confident. This is recorded. I am confident you will make money. That's all you need to do. They are experts. They've been in the game for years. I don't know if you lot saw on Nick Gomez's Instagram. There's I can't remember. Let me see it. Right. If you lot don't follow Nick Gomez, right? But he posted something today on his Instagram, right? So out of how many is there? I think Ryan posted it. One sec. Right. So there's 70 million users on Bybit, which is an exchange, right? It's a trading platform. Nick Gomez is ranked 105 as one of the most profitable people on the platform. 70 million users, and he is ranked 105 in our platform, in that platform, and he's on our platform. Okay, that's all you need, guys. You don't need anything more. Find out what works for you. You don't need to be taking every person's trade. It's like if you go to the sweet store, you don't need to take all the sweets. Just take the sweets you want and go about your day. And that's why the last slide, anyone that's jumped off, they've missed the last slide, which is the most important, which is actually how you're going to make money in your trading plan. Okay, cool. So this is the game plan, guys. This is the game plan. This is where you need to take notes, and I need you guys to work out what works for you. Okay, trading is a long-term game, but you guys need money now. I'm going to say that again. Please don't get it misconceived with what I'm saying. Trading is a long-term game, but you guys need money now. Okay? Whatever you deposit, withdraw at least 10 times that before you decide to compound your account. I had a guy, guys, it's always the way because you have an ego. It just is what it is, right? A guy came in, started with £500. He doubled it within a few weeks. I said, brother, withdraw your £500. You've made your initial deposit. Now you're going to be in a whole new realm because you're playing with profits. Nope, Josh, I want to do it my way. I don't need a £500 now. I'm going to do it my way. If you can't hear, you must feel. He grew it 3 months down the line. He grew it to 9.5 grand. £9,500, he grew his £500. He didn't make one withdrawal, guys. In the space of 3 days, it went to zero. On the 4th day, he rang me and he quit. How sad. Poor guy, right? Because he didn't listen, right? It's only your money, guys. It's only your money when it hits your bank account. Okay? It only hits your money when it's your bank account. When I made my first withdrawal and I paid a bill, I appreciated it so much because I literally just printed out money. I realized that money doesn't exist. Money is a facade. It's simply just a source of energy that is transferred from people that understand money. So if you have £100 account, I would recommend withdrawing every single day, guys. I want you guys to do this from here on because I'm sick and tired of people ringing me and saying, I made money and then I lost it. Withdraw it. It's not yours. Look at trading as, look, whatever you want to spend. If I want to go and get a cab today or I want to get a flight, when I'm in the airport, I go onto the scanners, I take a trade and I've made my money for my airport, for my flight, and I withdraw it. I just pretty much got my flight for free. That's how I see it. Okay. So if you have £250 in your account until you've withdrawn 2,500, right? And you'll realize it doesn't take a lot for you to withdraw that. Let's just say, I don't know, you're withdrawing, let's just say £25 a day, right? So let's do 2,000. Right? 2,500 divided by, let's just say 50. Right? Within 2 months, guys, you made your money back. There's no other investment platform in the world that will do that. No banking system will be able to do that for you. Okay, change your mindset from getting rich from Forex now and look at it from it paying you things daily. Okay, for your phone bill, how much is your phone bill? Your phone bill is £50. Okay, when you make a trade for £50, take out that £50, you've now just paid your phone bill. Petrol, however your petrol money is, work out how much your petrol money is for the month. Okay, every time I make a certain amount, I'm going to withdraw it and pay my petrol bill. Until you have a mass cash flow, guys, you're not going to get rich off your £100 account. So at least let it help you whilst you can. Beggars can't be choosers. I'll be honest. Beggars can't be choosers. If you don't have massive cash flow, if you're not earning 10K a month, 5K a month, why are you growing your £100 account? Take what you can from the market. Okay, if you have I know Dante, right? When he travels quite a lot, he withdrew his money and he went to St. Lucia, right? That's how you have to look at it, especially if you don't have a lot of capital, right? And don't underestimate compounding. £20 a day is £600 a month, guys. All right. So if you say to yourself, I'm gonna risk £10 per trade, £10 per trade, I'm gonna risk. I have a £600 account or whatever it is in your account, I'm gonna risk £10 per trade. 2 TP1s, you've made your £20. Do that every day, guys. £600 for the month. £50 a day, right? I'm going to take 2 trades. 2 Eric Lucas's trade, 1 of mine, or whatever it may be. £25 if it hits my stop loss. If it hits TP1, £25. £50 a day is an extra 1,500. Most people work 60, 70 hours for that amount. £100 a day, 3K. Most people don't earn 3K a month from their job. And this is alongside your job, guys. Can you see how if you have long vision and you have day by day strategies and habits, how long term you can get out of your situation? Right? £200 a day. Right? I don't know if he's on the call. I think I saw him talk. Charles, right? Charles made 1.5 this week. He made his monthly this week. Withdraw that. You're done. You don't even have to work next month if you don't want to. Right? 6 grand a month if £200 a day. £40 per trade. You don't have to hit a home run every day. And this is why sometimes I double think when we have our results chat and I double think when we have our testimonies, because some people just get carried away. And one man's what's the saying is another the comparison's a thief of all joy. Right? So you made your £10, your £20 today. Someone sent in the chat they made £200. Now your £10, £20 means nothing. Don't look at it from that perspective, guys. You're in your lane. You are here for yourself. We are here together, but you are here for yourself. Right? Because if you make 10K, you ain't splitting it with no one. All right? What I would recommend doing is creating another trading account. If you don't want to withdraw it straight away to your bank account, which I would recommend doing, right? Create another trading account, and every time you make a profit, just send it to that trading account. Go on to Chrome Markets, click transfer, send it to that trading account. You can't lose your profit. Some of us, we make money in the morning, we make money by the afternoon, and by the evening, it's gone. Right? I personally recommend setting up a crypto wallet because I can withdraw 100K right now and I could send it over to Sammy right now. With a bank transfer, that's a 3 to 5 day job. So I would recommend you setting up your crypto wallet and you can get your money instantly. Okay? Become professional withdrawers, not depositors. Some of you guys know how to deposit every single route, but you don't know how to withdraw. You need to withdraw daily. Daily withdrawals, guys. Pay yourself. Go and spend the money. Pay yourself daily. Okay? 97% of people fail with trading mainly because of lack of capital. We are not programmed to win in this industry, guys. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. Okay? We have been programmed from ancestors to the government to how we was brought up. We are not programmed to win, especially in a $7 trillion market. Our families haven't even made millions, and we're in not a billion, $1 trillion market, and we're with £100 account. Okay. Lastly, I don't think anyone's doing this, but just words of advice. Less than 1% of people get paid out from funded accounts. So if you're on this and you're thinking, I'm going to do a paid account, a funded account, it's not going to work. I'm not being negative. I'm not bursting your bubble. I'm just being honest. Less than 1% of people get paid out from funded accounts. That's a golden carrot syndrome. SOS, shiny object syndrome. You pay £10 or £50 and get £100, a 100K account or 10K account. You're not going to get paid out, bro. You just wasted your money. Put that account into a trading account and grow it with the scanners and Eric Lucas, and Nick Gomez. Okay. We build to trade, not trade to build. The reason why I'm able to still say I make money in the markets and I'm profitable, guys, and I'll be honest, it wasn't how I intended to do it. But remember, I didn't know what I didn't know. I intended to just make money through trading. I just wanted to make money through trading, but I didn't have the capital. I didn't have the cash flow. So what I said to myself is I'm going to learn, I'm going to make some profits here and there, but I'm going to build the business so I now have more cash flow for my trading account. Now I could start whatever size trading account I want because of the business. And if you wasn't on last night's call with Chris, I'd recommend watching the recording. And if you was on last night's call with Chris and you're still not taking action with trading and network marketing, I don't know for you. You're on your own. You can work it out yourself. But when you have people that have built the system, guys, and they have a proven blueprint of how you can go from no money to multiple 6 figures, multiple 7 figures, and you're still adamant you want to do it your way, then I wish you all the best. Let me know how it goes. But I've seen this happen too many times where it doesn't normally end well. It doesn't normally end well, guys. All right. So like I said, this might have been brutal, especially if you're brand new, but I wish I was shown this, or I wish I was explained this, or I wish I was able to manage my expectations when I started so that I didn't go into this fantasy world of getting rich by Friday. Because some people start and they want to get rich by Friday. This is not the game. This is not the business, guys. And normally, if you are going to get rich by Friday, by Saturday, it's probably gone. Or you've ruined relationships, or you've teared down someone else's empire or business, and now you're winning. It's not going to end. It's not going to last long. All right, guys. So with that being said, that is it from me. Yeah, withdrawing daily, honestly, anytime I have a day of doing something, I go on the charts, I take a trade, I withdraw the money. I had a free day. I just had a free day. I didn't even go into my savings. I just had a free day. It's a game changer. Like that's when I wouldn't say you don't appreciate money, but you're not so emotionally attached to money because you just got it for free, right? So unless anyone have any questions, I can wrap it up there.